All right, so there's a couple more problems I want to do from this section. The first one, if we plug this in, we're going to get a situation where we have a 0 over a 0. So there is something we can do to solve this. And typically, if you see a radical and you get a 0 over 0, when you take the limit, you can multiply by the conjugate of that radical. So what I mean, conjugate of what we have in the numerator would be root x plus 4 plus 1. So we multiply by that. Again, in both the numerator and the denominator in order to get 1. So we're multiplying by this. So this equals a limit as x approaches -3. When I multiply root x plus 4 times root x plus 4, I just get x plus 4. And the whole purpose of the conjugate is to remove the radicals. So we have a -1 and a 1, which will cancel out. And then when we multiply those two, we'll just get -1. In our denominator, I'm going to leave alone x plus 3. I'm not going to distribute this. Because then we'd just have to remove it again. All right, so in the numerator, I get x plus 3. And now I can cancel this, but I don't get 0. So what I've seen some students do is just, they've canceled it and they just tell me the answer is 0. That is wrong. There's still a 1 up there. If we cancel the x, it doesn't just go away. It doesn't, again, the numerator is 1 times x if we have that. So think of it as 1 times the quantity x plus 3. So this is limit as x approaches 3 of 1 over x plus 4 plus 1. And when we plug in the 3, excuse me, that's a -3. I can see it there, I need it there. So that's going to be 1, so that's going to equal 1/2. And I need to write the limit symbol until I actually take the limit, then it needs to be removed. All right, let's take a look at this bottom one here. If I evaluate at -2, that gets me 2 times -2 squared plus 7 times -2 minus 4 over -2 squared minus 2 minus 2, which equals, we have 8 minus 14 minus 4 all over 0, which is -10 over 0. We don't have a 0 over 0 situation, so we're not going to be able to factor something out. So we have to do this a different way. So this equals limit as x approaches to -2, excuse me, -2 from the positive side. I can factor that denominator into an x minus 1 and an x plus 2. Now the x plus 2 is the bad part. That's the part we're having a problem with. So I'm going to factor that out. And I'm going to multiply that by the limit of x approaches -2 of 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 all over that x plus 1. So what's going to happen here? We have this infinite thing here. We have this problem that's going to occur when we insert -2. But if we put it in over here, we see what we get -10 on top, and we're getting a negative on the bottom. So this will equal -10 and -1. So we're going to have, which is equal to 10. So it's going to be 10 times whatever happens to this, and we're coming from the positive side. So from the positive side, we'd have a number slightly bigger than -2, say -1, which makes what we have on the left positive. So this all goes to positive infinity.